I'm still really bitter about this whole thing. I'm gonna be bitter about this for the next couple of months to the next couple of years because y'all ruining Hollywood for me. And I could go on and rant about this entire thing for literally hours. What's done is done. We can't change the past. It sucks. But the great movie ride is no more. And Hollywood Studios as we know it is forever gone and it is completely dead and it's not coming back from the grave. However, I thought it'd be fun because I wanted to do this for a while anyways before all these changes were happening to think of some possibilities of what I would do if I could change anything in the parks. So naturally, we're gonna start off with Hollywood Studios because they have literally ruined their entire park image from what it started out with, taking away all its roots, just basically pulled them out, ripped them and threw them away, and is trying to compete with Universal because that's all that matters is money. Can't blame them, everyone wants to make money, but there was something different about Hollywood compared to any other movie park. But like I said, I could rant about this all day. So I'm trying to remain positive, and if I could have changes, this is what I would do. Let's just throw out any contracts, any property agreements, any loopholes, and just pretend that they can do whatever they want. What I would love to see right down from Hollywood Boulevard and go on to Sunset Boulevard where the Beauty and the Beast is, you could take that out and instead put in a Captain America victory show. Because that would be so much fun. I want Marvel presence. I know we are getting it with Guardians of the Galaxy. And I know that they're going to be probably spread out when they're able to do it. I know Universal has that right now and is holding on to it because of course they're making so much money for doing nothing. But it would be really fun if they could put Captain America in Hollywood because that's where he would belong. He would be perfect there. It's old 40s fashion and that's what's my favorite. This is the first one that I knew, Avengers wise. Before I knew anything about Marvel, I saw Captain America for the pure reason because he was a superhero from the 40s. And I want that 40s aesthetic to stay. I'd also really love to see them do a refresher on Hollywood Brown Derby. That classic Hollywood restaurant where a lot of the rich dine in there and just have the pictures all over the one. I haven't eaten there, so I haven't really seen the inside of it. I've always walked past it. But I think it'd be really cool if they could make that an immersive experience. Between Sci-Fi Dine-In and Primetime Cafe, they both kind of have that atmosphere of the old films. Primetime has a nice little 50s TV shows that were all like Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best, I Love Lucy, etc. All those rom-coms, and Sci-Fi has all the old B-horror films, which I love. It's my favorite restaurant there. But what would be really cool is if they did do a like old gangster noir theme. Since the Great Movie Ride isn't around anymore and they don't have anything featuring that genre, I think that'd be cool to be able to still put something within it and make it like a little detective restaurant, immersive. I really love to see that. Instead of Toy Story Land featuring just that franchise alone, I wish they would keep Pixar Palace and instead just expand on that and just focus on all the different franchises. You could have a little bit of everything and put in some more of like Monsters Inc. doesn't have anything anymore. They got their meet and greet taken away in Hollywood and now they're not existent really. They should have their attraction. They could take it from Disney's California Adventure and do a Monsters Inc. attraction, but something different. Something that's more, they could do a roller coaster. That'd be really fun. Or like, honestly, a drop tower would work better too. If they need to retheme it, do Monsters Inc. Because you could basically be putting yourself in a drop tower type of deal where you're looking for doors and you just drop and you go into another door and you go up and then you go into the other door, you drop and you're trying to go through all these doors. That'd be really cool. Just thinking of it right now. Something like that. And what they did with Animation Academy was really a nice idea, but I know a lot of people aren't really involved in that anymore. But I think it'd be really cool if they did that with Pixar and they did it more focused on CGI and 3D animation. So what you could basically do is you would go in, have a really similar setup where they're showing a little short about all the different movies, how they make the movies, have a little interactive show going on, and then you could learn how to draw a 2D animation from the beginning, and then they could show you the progression from where you have the 2D drawing that you made and how it can be turned into a 3D animation that you see before you. That way you're still learning techniques, that's still interactive, you actually are learning how the industry works, because that's what I feel like is so important and really cool that they did this in the first place. And I hate that they're losing that, and I would like to be able to see more kids get involved and learn about the film industry, because the film industry is honestly still brand new. It's only been around for over 100 years, and this earth world, people living on it, has been around for centuries. But yet all this media is still so brand new, and I love being able to still recollect on the history of it. It's so important that we can't lose it. I keep going back to ranting about it. I would love them to go and do more with the Muppets Courtyard, put another attraction there involving the Muppets and make that more of an immersive land, because that would be one thing that works, because it is a different property. You have Star Wars Land, but it kind of does cover all the Star Wars films. So by changing, and that's the same thing with the Muppets. The Muppets, they have so many characters that they're their own entity, that would be really cool if they focus on that. And the difference between those having their own lands compared to just Toy Story is, like I mentioned, Toy Story is one film from Pixar franchise. So that's why it's a little bit different if they just focus on Pixar as a whole compared to the Muppets. The Muppets are a whole thing, Star Wars is its own thing, Lucasfilms. And just have those three. You still have those properties, but you're still expanding on an entire franchise compared to just one movie. That's where it gets to. I wish that they did keep something that was similar to the AFI Film Institute, where you walked in and you saw all these artifacts. That was a nice thing that they still have with the Great Movie Ride, even though it took away the Film Institute when the backlot closed and that whole section disappeared. The Great Movie Ride still showed these artifacts and some really cool props and different features from these films while you were in the queue line and you were walking through waiting to get onto the attraction. I wish that they would still keep something like that where you get to see history in film. Basically, this is the entire point. You need to keep the history of film alive in the park, because that's where it all started from. Their roots are in Hollywood, golden age of Hollywood. If it wasn't for that, if Walt Disney never did the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, none of this would be here. So we have to be grateful for the past. You have to remember where you came from. Just like Rafiki said, you have to learn, remember who you are. Remember where you came from. You have to learn from your past, and you still have to know what it is. So that's why I'm so disappointed about this whole thing and all their changes, because there's nothing unique anymore. They were so cool and it was my favorite park, and now I'm not gonna care about it. And all the new features they're doing, yeah, they're gonna be cool, they're gonna be immersive, but that heart isn't there. There's nothing, they don't have roots. They don't have anything to look back on. It's just like everything else. It's just making money, making bank, and that's all they care about. Those are just a couple things that I would love to see. If I had control of Hollywood Studios, I would completely, I wish I did, because I completely changed everything that they're doing and just do an overhaul and just basically stop what they're doing, focus on some really cool attractions that would be surrounding the 40s aesthetic, but still being able to transition. So you would go and basically start at the front of the park, learn how things are made, learn about the roots, and then you can go and be immersive and have fun with that. But I would love to know what you guys think, what you could change, just like these following rules that I basically put for myself. Nothing restricted wise, any property, anything you wanted. If you could put anything in Hollywood Studios, what would you change and why? Where would you put it? Type of scenario. And I'm going to be doing more of these for the rest of the parks. So that's gonna be coming soon. There's gonna be new videos every Monday. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that button, leave a like, share, you know the whole drill. As always, I hope you have a magical day and I will see you real soon.